Mike Pendleton here with another fight interview coming your way. And this time I had to go back. I just had to go back because he's climbing up the ranks. He's doing so much in his day-to-day life. And now we will see him on the biggest stage of all, the man with the fastest knockout in APFC history from Chicago. He will be making his PFL debut at PFL MENA 1 on May 10th. The one and only Motaz Askar. Motaz, this is actually the first time I've ever interviewed, man. How are you?
Good, man. Thank you for having me, bro. And it is, I think, but we've known each other for a while, so it's good to hear your voice, man.
Motaz used to be my boss. Motaz used to be my boss. But
Nah,
you come from a family with a lot of pride and a lot of history of fighting between you and your brothers. First and foremost, can you take me through what it was like getting this call to be not only with PFL but really in such a specialized, very centralized event like they're having to really showcase fighters from the Middle East?
yeah, man. As soon as they told me about the fight, my manager Julian, as soon as he told me about the fight, I was kind of like not shocked, but kind of like, oh shit, the opportunity came out of nowhere. And he told me about the tournament happening in Saudi Arabia, and I was like, I'm all for it. And he was telling me it's an all Arab tournament, bunch of people from the Middle East, and then I found out I was the only one that's coming out of America. So I was like, damn, that's another big thing. All those guys are living over there, so they're bringing me all out there, and it was pretty exciting. And I was like, damn, finally a great opportunity. And um, I feel like opportunities pop up when you least expect it, and I obviously am super excited to be part of this. I've never thought I would ever actually fight for the PFL. I've always dreamed of being in the UFC and fighting in the UFC, but this is always a step towards major things, and you never know how life plays out. But I'm very excited to fight for this promotion and also this specific tournament style.
Yeah, not only that, and like you said, you're the only one coming over from the States. So in a way, not only representing the Middle East, but also representing your home of
Yeah,
the States.
yeah, exactly.
What and if any, did you have to kind of think about the trip, the travel, the time difference? Have you had to think about any of that?
Well, yeah, 100%. I've thought about it nonstop as soon as they told me it's all the way over there. And I was like, damn, it's be the first time I ever traveled that far. I've never traveled outside of the US to fight. So I didn't know what to expect, and I still don't know what to expect. I'm flying out tomorrow, gonna see how it feels. I got my way, I got people helping me, telling me what to do for my weight cut and to be ready with my energy, my sleep, all that. So we're gonna see how it is. Tomorrow's gonna be a long flight. Got two separate flights on the way there. I think it's 5 hours and then 8 hours. So I've definitely been thinking about it. I've definitely been thinking about what I need to do, what I'm gonna do, and how I'm gonna feel. So we'll see it all become reality tomorrow and see how it all feels in real time.
13-hour flight in between two different flights. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But obviously, at such a young age, 25, you've accomplished, some big things. Obviously, this being the biggest. I know you just talked about, what the biggest dream is, but what does it mean to you as someone like myself who's covered, multiple promotions in this sport? When the PFL recognizes talent or Bellator before they join forces, they like to grab that talent and they like to hold that talent and build that talent. They really provide, in my opinion, a platform for letting fighters be who they are. What does it mean just so early on in your career to grab on, whether it would have been Bellator or PFL or any other promotion like the UFC, to get noticed at such a young age and just very early on in your professional career?
I mean, obviously, like, me and my family and my brothers have been in the fight game for a long time. And I always dreamt and I've always expected, like, as the years go on, the training and all the training with all the different type of guys, high level guys, low level guys, I feel like it was always time, and there was always going to be a time where something like this happened. And I'm excited for the opportunity. And I want to say like I'm like surprised or shocked, but I'm just kind of like, it was in time. It's all God's plan. So um to be able to get the opportunity is very like, you know, very, heartwarming for myself, but I had a feeling that was gonna happen sooner or later. I've been training since I was young, so being 25, it's not like I'm like, wow, I'm very young. I consider myself old. Maybe it's because I've been training for so long. So I think to myself, I was like, yeah, man, this opportunity was kind of it was due. I felt like I've been putting on good performances on the local scene, and I feel like moving up on something that's bigger, a bigger stage for bigger eyes to see is what I've always was meant to do. You know what I'm saying? And so being able to get this opportunity at this age, um, I'm not surprised, but I'm definitely happy about it. And I expect more from myself in the upcoming years too, at 26, 27, 30, 33, you know what I'm saying? I expect more out of myself as the years go on. I feel like I'm close to hitting my prime. I still feel like I'm really not there. I feel like my skills are growing every day. My knowledge of everything when it comes to every aspect of fighting is coming and it's evolving, and that's a shout out to everyone around me. But yeah, man, 25 in the PFL, it's a great opportunity. I love it, and I just got to capitalize on all these situations and all these opportunities, So
One of my favorite things when you agreed to talk to me, which I'm thankful for, is that I've known you for so long. So I know that this interview could be a little more in depth. And I'll start with that by asking you about your brothers, right? Because I know you're doing a lot of big things in the Chicagoland area, with your brother and everything that's gone on. But how much of your brothers that you grew up with, that were, you guys all grew up together, having a brotherhood of fighters, how much did you watch, learn, take away, but then also keep your own stuff and watch how your brothers moved around you? And how were you able to apply that not only to your fighting career, but your life?
yeah, man, a lot of people already know. Like I have two brothers; they're both professional fighters, and so growing up all together, it's crazy because like obviously being the youngest out of the three, we're all 2 years apart, so 2, 4. But like as the years go on, everyone takes from everybody. Like I take from him, he takes from him, he takes from him, he takes from me. We take from each other, and not just fighting, just in general in life, because we come from the same background, as in how our life was with our family, and then also what we do. Like our career is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So like if two brothers or three brothers had the same job, they would understand each other more than anyone else would understand them. So like we were in each other's shoes. We've been in the cage, we've been in the corner, we've been there, we've been here, we've been in the training room. So we understand each other to a T, and everything like we apply to ourselves apply to each other. And I feel like our relationship is always going to be strong because of us being brothers, of course, but even mostly because we've all fought. We've all been through the hard times, the good times, the bad times with each other. And I feel like we definitely learn from each other in every aspect of life, even if it's fighting or not. And I've definitely taken a lot from them. Being the youngest, got to watch them before I even turned 16. I was 14, 13 years old talking about, oh yeah, man, I can't wait to fight. I'm gonna do what he's doing. I'm gonna do this and do this. And now I've taken a lot from both of them. You know what I'm saying? I've taken a lot of skills from them, a lot of knowledge, a lot of advice. So I mean, obviously, it's an amazing thing to have these guys with me and behind me. So yeah, I wouldn't ask for nothing else besides having these two guys be with me. And obviously, my other brother too, my little brother, everything, just my whole family in general.
Uh, like I said, having known you guys for a while, I know just how strong that bonding connection is. I also know you guys are very loyal and very prideful about where you're from, all the things you've gone through, what got you to this point. First and foremost, I want to start with this. I've always been kind of a very vocal about fighters always leaving Chicago. I'm not going to mention any names, but I think we can see. I don't have to tell you. You fought all over the area, right? We've
Hmm.
seen promotions die left and right in the Chicagoland area. You got to go out of state for your best opportunities. And
Yeah.
fighters have shared that similar mindset of, I'm not getting opportunities here. I'm going to go to a bigger gym with bigger coaches, bigger names, bigger, teammates, and build their brand that way. What is it that keeps you? I know you guys just opened up your own gym, but what is it that keeps you loyal to Chicago and your uproots?
So I don't know if you know, but me and my brother actually did move away. We left for a year and a half, 2 years. We moved to Colorado, but it goes back to what brought us back. It's like the home. This is home. Chicago's home. Nothing beats home. Obviously, I got two homes, Chicago and Palestine. But where I grew up is Chicago, and so for me to go to Colorado and stay there, man, it just wasn't the same. The training was different, obviously, but nothing beats comfortability, or not even comfortability. Nothing beats the the feeling you have of being where you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm supposed to be close to my family. Um, I left and we went to Colorado, and it's like, okay, cool, training school, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, how about how you feel on the outside or the inside, and outside of the gym, So like, yeah, you can be like, oh, training is great, but then you go home, yeah, man, I hate my life here. Like this is not the way, this is not the move. So coming back here, I train with an amazing team with Valley Flow, and so I enjoy my team, I enjoy my training, I enjoy my time outside of work, outside of training, and outside the gym. And now, obviously, like you said, me and my brothers opened up a gym, so now our whole life is here. You know what I'm saying? There's no going nowhere, no moving anywhere else. So we're locked down in Chicago. This is home. This will always be home in the States. So yeah, man, I know the MMA. This is crazy because the MMA like promotions and everything is just like you said, it's not really alive here. You have to go to Indiana, Wisconsin, Iowa, right? But it doesn't mean the talent can't be brought up. And me and my brothers, we're building a team at round four. We're building a bunch of young kids, young like hungry boys who are trying to train. We're trying to train them right, trying to train them in the best way that we've gotten trained, but also give them their own flair and not teach them one way and put them on this, like teach them and educate them and give them knowledge, but also let them kind of flow into their own person. And I feel like we're growing this team pretty quick. We've only been open for almost 2 months right now, but we're already growing a big team of young, hungry like bulls. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Chicago will always be home. I will never leave again. I'll tell you that. I got my team BFS with me. I got my gym round four with me, and I got my brothers and my family, my mom, dad, my sister, my little brother, all my brothers, all my friends. Um, and even my fiance. So I got everything going on. So I will not be leaving Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm locked in here. This is my place.
I love it. I love it, man. I'm obviously happy for you and your family and all that you're doing, and congrats on,
Thank you.
getting engaged, obviously, and the business of the gym. That amazing stuff. I know just from witnessing firsthand, not only you and your brothers trying to help me out, but also all the work that you've put into those that you've come across inside the gym, and the helpful, ways you went about coaching. So props to all of you guys on that. You did just mention, and I have to ask, your other home. You just said, yeah, I have Chicago and I have Palestine. There's so much going on in this world, so much unrest. How much personally, without digging too deep, how much personally does it mean to you to go to the Middle East, represent both homes, and do so in the Middle East, and really have a stage to showcase it to the entire world who you are, not just as a fighter, but as a person with two homes?
Yeah, it's not even this fight, but in general, I've always raised the Palestinian flag behind me, man. It's funny because a lot of people think it's like, oh, and it's like basic knowledge of what people know these days because of what they see on the news, what they see on social media. What's been going on in Gaza and Palestine has not been something that's brand new. You know what I'm saying? This is not something that just happened however long ago. This has been going on for years, long, long time. So I've always raised the Palestinian flag behind me in every fight. I've always been super vocal of being Palestinian and obviously supporting my people and being hopefully like the face of my people, with including other fighters, like Bilal and Sawadi and those guys and my brothers. But um, yeah, man, I always take pride in being Palestinian, walking out the Palestine flag, always representing Palestine and all the Palestinian people. I want to be the guy who carries the torch for these guys. I like Like I always want to be a voice for them, and obviously, like I'm blessed, not to be in the middle of war like all these people, the kids, the women, the men, and all the children and everybody. So for me, like I just have to go and fight a dude for 15 minutes. What is that compared to what they're going through? I go fight a guy for 15 minutes, could be a minute, could be 30 seconds, could be, you know, 12 minutes. Regardless, it's like, I got to go fight this dude. And I was thinking about how it's so much easier than what they're going through, And so for me, um, I love being the representative of, my people. And to be able to go to the Middle East, to the PFL, a big promotion, bigger promotion, be able to, like hold that flag and represent my people, it's huge to me. It's huge. It's not no small thing, and I'll always hold that flag with me, and I'll always represent my people in Palestine with the highest level, So it's always an amazing opportunity to get a platform to be able to carry that flag. So I'm very grateful for PFL and for to being on this card. So for me, like always representing is going to be one of my top priorities when it comes to fighting. Fighting or not, I'm the one who's building a base and building like a voice and kind of like a platform. So I need to keep representing. I need to keep speaking. I need to keep talking. I can't just let this just like, oh yeah, I'm Palestinian. No, I am Palestinian. It's like first and foremost, I'm not a fighter first. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fighter second. I'm a fighter third. Palestinian number one. So I'll always hold that flag high, man. I'll always had that behind me, and I'll always speak up. Always.
Great representative of Palestine, both you and all of your brothers and all that you do. Just a couple more here for you, Motaz, and I really appreciate you giving me the time. Now, all right, now we've got the PFL, we've got this event, we've got tournament, we've got all this stuff going. Looking at just your tapology and knowing you for so long, it's canceled, it's this, it's that. Like you're in the early stages of what professional fighters the BS they have to deal with. How excited are you, whether it's PFL or wherever your home is for the your immediate future, that you're like, hopefully the games are done. It's give me a
Yeah.
bout, sign it, go fight.
Yeah. I mean, my last fight, a lot of people don't know, but like I had three guys get in and get out on me. So I had an opponent I've been training for weeks on it. They pulled out, and I was like, okay, next guy came in. I was like, all right, perfect, let's do it. He pulled out like a few days after. I was like, that's crazy. They offered me another dude. I said, let's get it. Then the next day, they're like, never mind. I'm like, come on, man. And then I was in the shower. I'm over here getting ready, and I'm like, man, should I just like tell him, okay, forget about it at this point? Like, it's just like the fight. I don't even know who I'm fighting. What am I? And then they give me this dude that I did fight, and he was an 18 fight veteran, and I was thinking to myself, like, God damn, I was getting ready for all these other guys, and they throw me in with this dude. And I was like, all right, no problem. I ain't never scared of no challenge or no problem, no people, no person. But I was like, all right, you know, I watched the guy, and I was like, man, this is the type of fight where I really need to train for this guy. And as soon as they gave him though, I was like, man, you know what? What am I supposed to say? Nah. I was like, nah, let's run it. Like I'm ready. Um, I'm ready physically, mentally, everything. Was I ready for his style? Probably no, because I wasn't trained for his style. But at the end of the day, the fight game is what it is. And so I ended up getting him. He had one agenda. He got his agenda done. Good for him. Obviously, I always think I'm like, man, that was such a winnable fight. But hey, it is what it is. So I take pride in having things happen for a reason always. So I don't hold on to it and be like, oh my God. And it's like, hey, it's cool. Good for him. That dude actually went on to fight for the PFL too. So good for him. But yeah, man. Same thing here, kind of. They gave me an opponent, and then they said, oh, he moved down to 35. We got another one. I was like, you know what? Listen, bro, just give me the guy. I'm happy they gave it to me earlier, so I know what's going on. So finally got a set fight. This dude, he's a game opponent. I seen him, I watched him. I know this dude's about it. So I know he ain't going nowhere. So yeah, man, we're all good. And I'm just excited to when you get on the bigger stages, there's less of that, like you said, that BS of happening. Yeah, weight misses, injuries, stuff like that is sometimes inevitable, but not just I'm not fighting. What do you mean you're not fighting? That's the local scene for you. When it comes to the regional scene and the higher ups, people don't just say, I'm not fighting, I'm out of here. So I'm very happy. I'm very grateful for finally getting an opportunity to fight these type of guys.
What should fans expect when you take on Maraoune Bellagouit at PFL MENA 1?
I expect they should expect pressure. They should expect I don't like to say violence because it's like that would have but a fight. They should expect a fight. They should expect me coming at it. Like if you watch any of my fights, I'm always finding the finish, always pushing. I'm always going forward. I'm always cutting the angles and stuff like that. So I'm not out here being like I'm gonna bring violence, blood. No, no, no. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not Mike Perry. You know what I'm saying? But I am over here. I feel like I've never been in a boring fight. In any aspect of MMA wherever it has taken in any of my fights, it's been exciting. There's been a finish. There's been there's been things happening to excite the fans. So I'm excited to go out there and show the people like I have that I have that power. I have the speed. I have the wrestling. I have the striking. I don't want them to be like, oh, this guy is this. No, I'm everything. I do MMA. I'm not a kickboxer. I'm not a wrestler. I'm not this and that. Like, they were telling me like, oh, he's a kickboxing champion and this guy's a wrestling sensation. I was like, wrestling sensation. I don't know where they're getting their information or if this kid's an actual kickboxing champ. Regardless, whatever he is, whatever I am, I'm like, bro, I'm everything. I'm an MMA fighter. I am not a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a striker. I'm everything. This is what I do. I've been training since I was young. I didn't tell myself I cannot wait to be a Muay Thai fighter. I was like, I'm doing every aspect of MMA. So in any aspect of MMA, no one can, just ragdoll me. And if they're so much better at me in one specific area, I'm better than them at another specific area. But I'm gonna come. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring a fight. It's about to be fun. Might be long, might not be long. I always say, "Oh, it's be 15 minutes of war," and then next thing you know, I got 9 seconds. I was like, "All right, never mind." So there's no. This is what I'm saying, but for sure, I'm gonna bring a fight. It's about to be a fun fight, and I'm excited to get after with this dude.
I gotta end this on a fun one. You mentioned him earlier. A lot of rumors just flying around in the UFC world. Is it time? Can we finally just get this Bilal Muhammad title fight that he deserves?
Oh yeah, bro. Literally, the dude's been needing to fight, man. He's been needing to get that Leon Edwards fight forever, but Leon Edwards keeps running. But hopefully he'll get that soon. And we all see this guy's dedication. This guy's the most dedicated dude on the team. Forget the team, probably in the UFC. This dude is training all year round, nonstop. He doesn't even take a break. The dude he's a good guy and he's a great fighter, and man, he needs to get an opportunity. I just like it's a weird thing in this sport where it's based off of whatever. Like, what is it based off? Who is it based off? The fans, Dana White, this guy. It doesn't make sense because in any other sport, the NBA, the NFL, you win, you go for the championship, the title. This guy's winning and he's not getting the opportunity. So what do you want him to do? What more is there to do? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I do believe that he's going to get the title shot. It's inevitable for him not to get the title shot. The dude's been working his ass off. So I really do feel and see that he's going to get a title shot soon, and he's going to go and dominate this dude and get this title and bring it back. So I'm always cheering for my boy Bilal. He's the man. He's always helped me. He's always looking out for me. And man, he's gonna bring that shit back home to Chicago. Bring that belt back to Palestine. He's gonna represent. He's gonna represent us well.
Let me ask you this because you're so well spoken. What would that mean, not only to the team and those around Bilal like yourself, but to represent Chicago, to represent Palestine? Like again, you very prideful, just as he is, and very outspoken, like never shy. So, what would it mean in your eyes for Bilal to represent not only Chicago but the people of Palestine as a UFC champion if he were to get the job done?
Man, if he would become UFC champ, man, that would boost up everything. You know how it is when anyone becomes UFC champ. If he were to become UFC champ for Chicago, it'd be a huge, massive thing. When I don't remember the last person who was actually from Chicago to win a title, maybe Juliana, she's part of our team too. Yair, same thing, but Yair, Mexican, so he's from Mexico. But Bilal being Palestinian, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be able to represent Chicago very well. And then obviously giving the voice to the Palestinian people is huge, especially right now when everything is so media. Everything's on the media. Him speaking about it already has so many people seeing it. So if this guy wins the title, his platform will just only blow up probably 3, 4 times what it already is right now. So it'd mean a lot, and there'd be a lot of people that would start to understand more, because all you got to do is speak up about the thing that's happening in Palestine. You don't just, some people don't even know. Some people don't understand what's going on. You explain to them what's happening, then they understand. Then you open their eyes to being able to help, being able to speak out, bring awareness. That's basically what it is. So him doing that would change landscapes. I feel like it would change a lot of things when it comes to Palestine, because it's always the same thing. Any celebrity that has a bunch of followers or anything like that is able to speak up on Palestine. It does make a difference. You know what I'm saying? So if, like, for example, Taylor Swift, she's the most popular artist right now, or whatever, Drake, if they were to say anything about something that's happening in the world, a lot of people will follow them. Being a UFC champ, that Bilal is probably going to be UFC champ, it's gonna boost up, people, and himself and everything, and he's gonna get a whole lot of people that are gonna start to listen. So I think it'd be an amazing thing, obviously, for all that, and also for himself, man. He deserves the title. The dude's been training his ass off. He deserves it more than anybody I know. So I'll always be praying for the guy to get it, and I'm excited for him, and I do expect him to get that title very, very soon.
Well, I'm excited for you, Motaz Askar. I really appreciate the time, man. As someone who's had the opportunity to just be around you and your brothers, I know how much not only this means to you, but to everyone around you. And I know this is just the beginning for you. PFL MENA 1 on May 10th, live from Saudi Arabia inside the PFL Smart Cage. I can't wait to see you fight, man. Thank you so much for the time. And thanks for such an honest, candid conversation. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, bro. You're the man. Appreciate
Thank,
talking to you.
thank you.